Hey, kids! So, if some of you might remember, a couple weeks ago, or a month ago, or whatever it was, I made a video called Old People Things. And I meant to do a follow-up because it was just kind of an impromptu thing. Like, I kind of make little notes over things that I notice in my calls. Like, nothing, like, really, like, personal, because we're not allowed to do that. Like, everything has to stay very, like, neutral and, generic. Generic is the word I want here. I don't want nothing that can identify a caller. Um, yeah, we sign a non-disclosure agreement, the whole FCC thing and all that. It's all very, like, thing. So this is my follow-up. This is going to be Old People Things Part 2. This is some more things that I've observed, in the first call, for some of you who missed it, or maybe I could put a link to it in the comments when I post this one. In the first one, I mentioned things like old people like to check on each other to make sure they've eaten and taken their pills and stuff like that. They all keep a box of Kleenex in the back window of their car, although that's something you don't observe on a phone call. That's just something I've observed, period. They have special words that they use for things like slacks instead of pants, or a Davenport instead of a sofa or a couch. They just have like all this really weird old school speak. But I've come up with a few other things that I've noted. I'm sorry, there's cat hair flying around my apartment because I have the fan on and I have cats. So I'm sorry if I'm like doing this a lot. That's all it is. I've noticed that old people always pronounce the H in WH words. Like they'll say, well, I haven't been there for a while. And they even do it in words that don't have an H. Like well. I'm like, and I'm repeating what these people are saying. I'm like, there's no H in that word. I think there was a Family Guy like that where Stewie was doing it or something. Yeah, so they're like, I notice while is the one word. Like, younger people, they just say while. We just say a while. Old people say a while. And, like, it's WH. It's not HW. Why do you pronounce it that way? I don't get it. Oh, yeah, most of them don't swear, except for when I get the New Yorkers. I get the really fast-talking New Yorkers who, like, live in the city or, like, right upstate, and they'll swear. And I don't mind that. It's kind of fun to be able to swear at my job. But old people are fond of phrases like, oh my, or oh goodness, oh dear, typical old people speak, And then, I think I kind of touched on this too in the other one, but like, it's like, once you reach, 75, 80, I don't know, I don't belong to this club yet, this cult, so I'm not sure what exactly the cutoff age is, but at some point, you're required to join a card club. You have to play either bridge, pinochle, or mahjong, or you have to visit the casino regularly. It's just, it's in the old people rule book. And then, yeah, the last thing I kind of notice is, like, everybody gets really churchy. Like, they're all talking. I worked the first Sunday ever today because I was allowed to get overtime because it was Father's Day and they needed extra staff. And every once in a while they'll allow us overtime. So this was an opportunity for me to make a little extra money. So I went in for 4 hours this morning. And everybody thought, oh, did you go to church? Oh, who took you to church? Who's driving you to church this morning, Mama? And everybody gets all freaking uber religious, and everybody's talking about praying, and there was this one particular call that really, I can't really talk about it because it'd be too much information, but they talk, the whole thing was about prayer and religion and talking about praying for her daughter to get a boyfriend and some crap, and then she's using the N-word. And I really can't say any more about it than that. Then it got off into different tangents, and it was just like, you're such a freaking hypocrite. So, I don't know. I don't get the whole church thing. Like, as soon as you hit 80, all of a sudden you find Jesus, and that's a thing. But, yeah, okay, so that's old people things. part 2. Part 3 may be on the way. If not, there'll be there'll be something else, because I wrote down a whole bunch of other stuff that I notice about calls that's still very generic and doesn't give anybody's personal shit away. So, look for that in the future, and have a nice one.